Hi, I'm Michty Maxx, and I'm here to share this fun and colourful makeup I created for the Tom Jones concert. Since Tom Jones is famous for doing performances in Vegas, I thought I'd go for a Las Vegas showgirl theme for the look. I used vibrant shimmering colours on the eyes and added a really shiny highlight plus rhinestones around my cheeks, all playing off the matching feather micro hat I made myself, which is inspired by those giant feather headdresses the Las Vegas ladies wear. If you want to check out how I made this showgirl headdress inspired micro hat, I have a DIY video linked in the card and description box. To begin, I prepped my skin with La Roche-Posay thermal spring water to add some moisture and refresh my face. I moisturized my lips with my bepanthen ointment. Then I primed my eyes with Too Faced Shadow Insurance all the way up to the eyebrow and under the eyes as well. I grabbed the Makeup Geek eyeshadow in Wisteria, and I'm tapping the tip of the Real Technique Space Shadow brush into the lavender shade and taking that through the crease from outer edge to inner corner in a round shape, slowly building up the color for a transition shade. I took my time to softly blend the eyeshadow out and not pack on too much pigmentation, as I want this to be a background piece to the eye look. And I picked up the Inglot eyeshadow in number 113R and took the middle strip on the same brush to blur the edges and soften that lavender into my skin tone. I have the Urban Decay 24/7 eye pencil in Ransom, and I'm using that as an eyeshadow base, covering the inner third of my eyelid up to the crease and patting it with my finger, then going on to draw it onto the outer third, creating a halo or spotlight eye shape. I'm softening the edges towards the center, pushing the product up to the crease and building up the opacity until it looks decent. I grabbed another Urban Decay pencil called Woodstock, and I'm filling in the central space left on my eyelid with the hot pink shade and using my finger to merge it with the purple already laid down. I picked up a touch of wisteria to run around the edge. Now I'm excited to try out my new shimmery ColourPop eyeshadows, and this is the Super Shock Shadow in Dare, and I have the Sigma F70 concealer brush to dig out some of the vibrant purple to blue flashing deliciousness and rub it over the inner and outer thirds of my eyelid. I'm using the tip of the brush to connect the two sections through the crease, and I ran the Real Technique Space Shadow brush around the edge a little. Another cool eyeshadow from ColourPop is Slave to Pink, which I'm slapping on the center of my lid with the other side of the same brush. I'm blending out the chunks with my fingertip, smoothing the edges with the brush, and applying a dense amount of the gorgeous magenta blue flashing shade right on the middle with my finger, as ColourPop suggests is the best way to get everything out of these eyeshadows. And just a little note, this shadow stains like a motherfucker. I went back in with Dare on the flat brush to blend the two colors together, and they mingle together really easily because of the shimmery formula. I whipped out the Sigma E36 blending brush to tickle the edge with no product on the bristles, and then I swirled it in the Dare eyeshadow and took it through the crease to blur out the border of the sexy shimmering purple eyeshadow. I went back to the Makeup Geek Wisteria on the same tiny blending brush to create a purple haze around the perimeter of the lid. Then I layered more of the Dare Super Shock shadows so the shimmery particles fade upwards, and I took the larger synthetic blending brush to smooth out the perimeter up towards the brow bone while making sure the eyeshadow shape is going in the direction I wanted to, and it's all nice and round. I touched up the purple on the lid and moved on to the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette to choose the Shadow Strange with the Sigma E39 Buff and Blend brush, and I applied it to my brow bone and the entire crease, including the inner socket to increase the fading out effect. I took out the Real Technique Space Shadow brush again to overlap the different shades, and using all the various blending brushes going back and forth, adding some more Wisteria, Dare and Strange until I'm satisfied with the result. I unceremoniously unveiled the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Cottage Cheese, and I applied it to my tear duct area, dabbing it in with my finger. I decided on Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow in Daydreamer for my tear duct highlight, and I applied it with the Sigma E30 pencil brush and dragged it along my lower lash line as well. I blended it up to the inner crease, buffing it out with the E39 brush, and tightened up the lower edge with a makeup wipe. I desired a teeny tiny touch of shimmer as my brow bone highlight, so I used the tip of the pencil brush and flicked some Daydreamer on there, just at the peak. Then I fluffed it out with the Buff and Blend brush, so it wasn't too strong and faded out seamlessly. Back to the Urban Decay purple pencil, and I'm running that on the outer third of my waterline and dragging it into the lashes and lower lash line as well as the inner third to mirror the upper lid. I buffed out the edge with a cotton bud to soften it, and busted out the pink pencil from Urban Decay again to fill in the central area of the waterline and lower lid. Once I got enough color on there and blended it all together, I ran back to Slave to Pink and used it on the tip of the concealer brush to press it over the pink pencil, also buffing out the lower edge with a cotton bud. And of course I dipped into Dare again to complete the lower lid using the same brush, which I wiped off beforehand. I joined the lash line up to the mobile lid and then made sure the pink and purple merged together, also blurred downwards using the ever faithful cotton bud. I added some more Daydreamer to the inner area and went about using the Sigma E36 blending brush to smooth out under there. I pulled out my Inglot Matte Gel Eyeliner in number 77 and used a pointed cotton bud to coat my tight line to thicken up the lash bed. This, unfortunately, was a bad move because apparently my left eye decided to crap out due to this step, which you will see happening later. I brought out the Physicians Formula Eye Booster pen in Blackest Black to create a thin, blunt eyeliner, thickening up slightly on the outer third but with no real wing. I coated my lower lashes with MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash Mascara. Then I curled my upper eyelashes for some lift and applied a coat or two of CoverGirl Clump Crusher Mascara. Now I have these Sugar Pill false eyelashes called Angel Baby, which are a spiky style lash in a deep purple shade, and I'm going through the usual process of measuring them against my eye, cutting off from the outer section and applying them to my lash line with eyelash adhesive. I quickly ran along the lash band with my eyeliner pen and then discovered that my eye had decided to weep uncontrollably, either from the gel eyeliner or the false eyelashes. I attempted damage control for a while. I removed that eyelash to reposition it later and decided to continue with my face. So I moisturized my face with MAC Strobe Cream for an underlying glow. I went to my Urban Decay Bathwater Blonde Brow Box to choose the lighter shade to run through my eyebrows in a natural fluffy shape, extending the tail a little. The tragedy of my tears were burning away the waterproof pencil and eyeshadow, so ignore that splotch on the outer corner of my eye. I added some Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer to the center of my face and let that sink in for a while I set my brows with Benefit Gimme Brow. I applied my usual foundation with the spray of MAC Fix Plus and the Black Beauty Blender, with which I'm continuing my love affair. We started off rocky, but now it's hot and heavy. I corrected any dark areas with MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC15. I attempted to correct the teary eye damage, and I set the central portion of my face complete with a sneeze. I grabbed a hold of the Balm's Marine Luminizer and used the Zoeva Luxe Fan brush to dust it over my cheekbones in a C shape around my eye and up along the sides of the temples. And to add a pink hue to that highlight, I applied a generous amount of the Dose of Colors Pearl Dust highlight, really slapping that on. I also sprinkled some Mary Luminizer on the Cupid's bow. I fixed up my left eye and reapplied the false lash. Now I have the MAC Mineralized Blush in Gentle, and I'm applying it from the apples of my cheeks back to my hairline and buffing the edges out with a kabuki brush. This is definitely one of my favorite blushes. I went back to Pearl Dust to go in really heavy over that, and took the fan brush down my nose and the center of my forehead to really max out the shiny skin look. I refreshed the skin with MAC Fix Plus. Then I whipped out the eye candy sprinkles in Cotton Candy and used a fluffy brush to pick up a bit of the translucent pink glitter with Blue Reflex and press it onto the skin in a C shape around my eyes for an on-stage style highlight. To kick it up a notch, I have these purple and magenta 3mm rhinestones from eBay, and I visualized where I wanted them by picking up my micro hat. Then I grabbed the Prozade adhesive and dipped a pointed cotton bud in it to dab dots along my cheekbones, turning a corner at the temple and curving around my eyebrow. I grabbed my ScraPerfect Embellie Gellie and randomly picked up the pink and purple rhinestones and placed them on the dots of glue in a sort of diagonal dot pattern that just sort of happened, with the pink ones around the outside and the purple ones on the inside closest to my eye. Next, I decided to add an asymmetric piece on the other side, only going along my cheekbone and swooping further down under the cheek. My eye was still whizzing itself all over the place, and I was trying to see what I could do with it. And I set my face with Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray to concrete my stage face on all night. Then for the lips, MAC Prep and Prime Lip Base. And I grabbed the Urban Decay 24/7 lip pencil in Anarchy and proceeded to line my lips and fill them in for a hot pink base. To top that off, I have the Dose of Colors lip gloss in Wild Child, which will give a magenta with blue flash on the lips to accompany the eyes. This lip gloss is great and is so pigmented it lasts on the lips really well. And all that's left to do is prevent any lip gloss on my teeth, spritz up my hair, and get ready to put on my micro hat. And so now I have a bright and colourful spotlight style eye with many embellishments ready to take center stage in Vegas. I love the super shiny highlight and the chance to add some asymmetrical 3D rhinestones all over my face, but I don't really need an excuse for that. I was tempted to make the lips match the eyes directly with a dark purple to pink gradient, but I kept everything easy, fun and bright with just the magenta lip gloss. I still had the problem of my left eye weeping, but considering all the other elements of the makeup and accessories, there was enough distractions and nobody could notice. I had an awesome time at the gig, and Tom Jones's voice is even more brilliant than ever. The band played different styled arrangements of some of the songs, with a tango or salsa flavor added in there. So they sounded really cool, and Tom's performance of some of the songs was seriously moving. Thanks for watching! I hope you enjoyed this stage burlesque style makeup tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Also check out my band and podcast on iTunes. And if you feel like writing me a letter or something, I've got a PO box that's listed in the description box.
Michty Maxx. And I can't deny all lie, 'cause you're the only one to make me fly. Sax bomb, you're my sex bomb, and you can give it to me when I need to be turned on. And baby, you can turn me on. Shadows of love on her blind. She was my woman. As she deceived me, I watched